What is happening, ladies and gentlemen? This is Anthony with Simplified Profits, and we're going to dig into two positions we added in the transparent account. So, GD, General Dynamics, that is the first one we added today. We will go to the account and look at the actual buy price, which is basically our cost average, because we've only entered once, right? So, we bought this based on the chart. It's actually got the best looking chart of everything I was looking for, just kind of shopping around. Well, best looking chart and overall fundamentals, right? We look at the chart, then we jump into the fundamentals. And when we look at the chart, we look at the weekly, and we look at the monthly. And also we just think about the overall fundamentals. The PE is not too expensive. They have an ex-dividend date coming up next Thursday. So probably try to hold it till next Thursday. They actually pay about a 2% dividend. I think it's like $1.30 a share. Won't get much from it, but if we can hold it till then, be worth dripping that back into the account. Hey, I'd pick up any penny or dollar I can. Call me tight. But this is had a great day. We bought when it was, I think, about 1.5% up, so we should be about 0.4% up. I'm not expecting a big move out of this. Maybe if we lock in about 5% or so, plus maybe drip a little dividend, because we didn't go big on it for one. We'll kind of go to the account and show you that. Now, there's not a whole lot going on out there. I'm going to take that back. There's 134 oversold bullish stocks. But when we went through them, this is one of my favorites. Just stocks, and then we'll take a look at the ETF that we added here in a second. But now here, we were up today on these two positions very, very slightly, and we would have been up a lot more if we would have just held GTBIF. Look at this monster. Finally kind of did what I was expecting. Like I said, this is probably my favorite long-term stock. Should have kept that position, but this is a knowledge-based educational account we're running here on the transparent account. I do have added this in my long-term account. At the same time, I added it in this account. And BWXT, we would have just kept that in the account. Had a big day today too, 2.5%. But when I get to the account, I'll show you why I locked them in. It's basically just for cash flow for entering these other two positions. But these are still long-term stocks of mine. I don't plan on selling them in my other accounts. I've held this since January of last year, and we will probably be entering it maybe again. Who knows? Only time will tell what we get into in the transparent account. But as of right now, we got GD. We're expecting General Dynamics. Now, this may be one. I don't know. I may, if I want to build a little bit on this stock, because a couple things going on. We got we got wars and all types of crap going on around the world. So if Joe Biden does get elected again or another Democrat, we're going to have a bunch of war. And if Trump gets in there again, he's going to flex with the strength and build up our military anyway. So maybe a good year for this company overall. So I don't know. We'll kind of see. Hey, I never fall in love with a stock. I never commit to a stock. It's got to stay bullish for me. I got to be enticed to keep a little bit of money working in it. I want to make sure my money's printing money. But this may be a good year for a stock like General Dynamics. Bullish looking stock chart. And this thing could easily go higher. It's close to all-time highs now. But, with a year where there's two wars going on now. Biden stays in, there'll probably be a 3 or a 4, or World War III, which we got worse things to worry about. Worse things to worry about if Biden stays in office, period. Try to keep politics out of it, but they kind of do go with the fundamentals of the stock. And if Trump gets in office, he's probably going to be beefing up our military. So regardless, sometimes it's a good time to be in defense contractors and defense companies. Speaking of defense, DFEN, that is our other stock we bought. Now, we bought that based on ITA. Let's go to that chart. ITA, that is the just single version of the stock. It's not leveraged, or the ETF. All right, and it, of course, it's not going to show me. Go to your brokers, check out the holdings on them. Now Boeing is in this, so it was kind of not wanting to enter it just because of that. I mean, I don't know if Boeing will hold the 200-day, but as you can see, Boeing, when it gapped down 8%, ITA barely gapped down. I won't say barely, but it wasn't 8%. And Boeing was down 2.3% today, and ITA still, and DFEN, because it finished up 2%. So it's not having a huge impact on it. I mean, that was a 1% gap down day based on Boeing. So even though the top, I want to say 10 companies make up 54% and Boeing makes up about 12%, Boeing might be in for a nightmare. I don't know if you guys paid attention to the news on that one. Yeah, I mean, I can imagine a door flying off midair. But anyways, these are the two positions we enter. We're slightly up on both of them. This one I'm hoping for, maybe another 10% run. If I can lock in 10% of it, be happy. ITA, I mean, I think this thing, with everything going on, and like I said before about owning GD, General Dynamics, it basically sits the same thing for the aerospace industry. So I'm hoping to see this kind of move back up out of the oversold position, and hopefully we can lock in 10% profit pretty quick. Our last 13% profit took 7 days. Swings, I'm telling you, can happen anywhere from a week to 2.5 months. The goal is just to lock in profit. Right, the last thing I want to do is lock in losses. And ladies and gentlemen, if you paid attention to my previous videos, just on the Mag 7, I mean, man, was right on all of them. I said Tesla's our least favorite stock. It's probably going to break down under this 200-day moving average. It did. It's been crumbling since then. And check out my Mag 7 video. I mean, everything, of course, did exactly what we've seen in the charts. Looking at charts, ladies and gentlemen, is like investor psychology. You can kind of tell what's going on once you kind of get used to reading them. That's why I recommend picking up Simplified Profits, studying that so you know what we're doing here on the channel. You know how we're trying to create wealth. Slow, long grind of, I don't want to say slow to what most people think of getting rich overnight, but we're really just grinding profits over the long term, very strategically. And then study charts, study what we post on the channel. I've been doing this for 23 plus years, and it's just the best strategy to compound profits I've came up with. I've seen, like I've through 23 years, I want to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I've tried it all. My first book, I'm going to say probably 6 years ago, was called 17 Years of Stock Trading, What Worked and What Didn't. So if you want to pick that up as well. That's just kind of my experience. And I think I might have that on there for free to read on Kindle or something. I don't even know. But trust me, I've been to the point where I've tried it all. This is simple. I sleep good at night and have good returns on my money. But anyways, let's jump into the account so you can see the transparent account. Keep in mind, we did have income coming today. Using your income to build wealth is a great tool, and really the best tool to build wealth. Okay, 1 second. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. So right now we can take a look and on DFEN, DFEN, the leveraged aerospace ETF. So our price we paid was $21.82. It closed $21.95. Made a whopping $2, but 0.5%. And this would be basically the change it did today as far as like actual dollar amount and then percentage. And we own 22 shares. All right, and then let's see, GD, special event coming up, right? We got next dividend date 118, next earnings 124. I don't know if I want to hold through the earnings or not, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just want to kind of look at the chart, but I want to say everything's already enrolled in the drip. set up to automatically just roll future positions into the drip, meaning it's going to, instead of putting that cash right into my account, it's going to give me that amount of stock back. So, hey, we may end up selling this ex dividend date or later, and we may see about $2.60 worth of stock get dripped in here. That'd be like some 0.01 type stuff. All right, and then let's see. So right now we got about 30% of our portfolio wrapped up in two of these, and that is why I sold my other position. So SOXL, that was a smart sell. If you look at the chart, that was red today. Like I said, I think that trade is over. Wait for other pullbacks. But if I would have kept GTBIF, yes, my account would be up more. And I regret selling it. I said that today I sold it and shot the video out. Same with BWXT, but at the same time, I've built a much larger position in that and the other accounts because I've been buying that since the beginning of 2023. So GTIF, that's just going to be my position starter. Not only in this account, but like I said, added it to a long-term account as well. But regardless, I don't have as much of that position as I like to have because it's one of my favorites. But anyway, so right now, we got 1997.80 to play with. Whether or not we'll invest that in something else, if these start going as we anticipate, or we'll kind of make sure we keep it in case we need to manage these positions. If they continue to go down, we'll kind of see how those positions move. We'll see what else comes up, and just so this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is what got deposited today. 823.47. It's 20% of my income, and actually over the next 2 weeks, 2 weeks from now, it'll probably be a couple $100 less than that. But like I said before, if you can only put in 10% of your income, whatever it is, just start a habit of putting your money to work. If you can only do $1 a day, only do $1 a day. Like that is fine. Because what's going to happen is you're going to get that habit built of stopping spending money and trying to save money. Okay, so that is a huge thing to do. Get a habit of saving money and putting money to work. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and that is really it. We are out here. I'll keep you updated. Probably shoot a stock market update announcement